The ongoing federal government shutdown, which is now voted to be over, but it'll be reopened as now the week continues. Tomorrow, one more day. It has landed squarely on the plates, unfortunately, though, up to this point, of millions of families in New Jersey and across the country. People who depended on SNAP benefits to get that last few dollars to feed the children, to feed their spouses. SNAP benefits, of course, have been delayed, reduced, or suspended altogether. So the risk of food insecurity is very real. And in our area, we have a lot of people who had that issue happening. People who maybe for a long time hadn't had to go to a help with a charity, but they had to do that. So just think about that. Next time you go shopping, remember the people who need that help. Remember the soup kitchens and the charities in our area. Well, here with us to talk about what's happening at the local level, what people are experiencing, and what relief efforts are being sought is Shindora Knox, who is market manager at Affinity Federal Credit Union. Over the past year, by the way, the credit union has seen a big surge in need for its member relief grants and quick cash stipends. So Shindora is very aware of what is happening and when it's happening. First of all, good morning to you, Shindora. Good to have you on today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today. Pleasure to speak with
Al-
you.
Always a pleasure. We always love having you on. So, the federal shutdown has raised some serious concerns about SNAP benefit disruptions. From your vantage point at the credit union, what are you hearing? What are you seeing in terms of how members are already being impacted by food costs and benefit uncertainty?
Well, our members, just like several New Jerseyans, are struggling. We are hearing that they are making or having to make some very difficult decisions. Most of us open our refrigerators and try to decide what are we going to eat today. Our members are opening refrigerators and having to decide which of our family members will eat today, if any. And hearing those stories are heart wrenching to say the least.
Yeah, that should never, in this country where we throw out so much food because we produce in such abundance that it goes bad, that should absolutely, positively never, ever, ever happen. As my grandparents would say, that's a sin. Yes, it is a sin. Remember, it's a biblical command. We don't let our fellow people to feed the hungry. We have to do that, and that is a command. Not a suggestion, right? When SNAP benefits are delayed or reduced, the ripple effects add up so quickly. How are your member relief grants and other supports being used in response to what's going on right now?
Well, about 18 years ago, Affinity Federal Credit Union set up what we call an Affinity Foundation. And we work really hard to put a small dent and help those who may be struggling. We offer member relief grants that do not have to be repaid, but sometimes it makes a difference between families eating and not eating or keeping the lights on or staying in their homes. So we work really hard to make sure that we are making a difference in that area as well. The foundation also has connections with various community agencies, and we try to connect our members and non-members often with those resources so that no one will ever have to struggle and again wonder whether they can eat or their children can eat.
Yeah, I could remember when, I mean, as a kid, I remember when going food shopping with my mother. I remember for a family of four when she said, "I cannot believe this is 1970s. It's a long time. I'm old." But I remember her saying, "I cannot believe it's up to $25 a week at the A&P to go food shopping." So that was, and that was like the threshold. Like she literally set aside about $25 in her wallet to for everything, like for shopping and some goodies, and she said just groceries alone cost that much. Today, to feed a family of four, it costs you 200 plus. I don't know where people are even finding the money. Where do they look first? So thank God that these grants exist for so many members who desperately need it right now. Thankfully, the government is reopening, but it could take weeks before this people get up and back to normal and start getting their SNAP benefits, right?
Absolutely. This is a temporary solution. The reality is it's kind of a band-aid. And before people even get those items, there is an immediate need. So
Mhm.
Affinity, again, has connections with various agencies that we can recommend. We actually, quite interestingly, joined with about 15 other credit unions and we donated about 5,000, I think it was maybe 5,100 pounds of food to various organizations just so that people would have something to eat. Um, we
I
we
love that. I'm sorry to step on you. Just I have to say the fact that you teamed up with other financial agencies to do that just says so much about the desire and the sincerity. What a blessing that is. And I'm sure everybody was very willing to do that.
Absolutely. It was totally volunteer from our team members and those from other credit unions. It was a great opportunity for us to connect for a common cause, and the amount of people that we were able to impact made us feel really good, and hopefully it helped tons and tons of people. But in addition to that, we also have 100 plus team members who are what we call financial well-being coaches. They go through a 6 month program where they learn different resources for for people who may be struggling, how to have those conversations because they're not easy conversations. Oftentimes, people feel uncomfortable, sometimes even embarrassed, sharing that they are struggling. So, we have confidential conversations where we can talk to them, help them with ways to connect with funds, connect with agencies, make sure they themselves can eat and their families can eat. All very important to the mission of
Mm,
Affinity.
100%. Shindor, what is a website for people to get more information?
Any information needed can be found on our website, which is affinityfcu.com. If you do /foundation, you will also find ways that you can donate to support the relief grants that we do at the foundation. And there is
Mm.
also an item called well-being. And if you click on that, there will be resources for community agencies that can assist.
All right. Shindora Knox, Market Manager at Affinity Federal Credit Union. God bless you for what you do and all the folks who helped out there. And thank you for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Have a great day.